Over the weekend, a lot of new sanctions by Europe and the U.S. against a whole swath of Russian elites. Now, they include a ban on sales of golden passports. Those are the citizenship plans that have allowed the biggest billionaires to protect their assets in other countries and avoid sanctions. There will be a new transatlantic task force that's to identify and freeze the assets of sanctioned oligarchs and companies, and more Russian elites and their families will be added to the sanctions list. Now, even the biggest oligarchs starting to feel the pressure. Roman Abramovich handed over control of Chelsea FC, that's the famed football club, to its trustees over the weekend after growing calls for all of his assets to be seized. Michael Friedman, he's worth about $11 billion. He's got a London private equity firm. He called the war a, quote, tragedy in a staff letter over the weekend, but did not cast specific blame. Putin called a secret meeting last Thursday night of his top 30 oligarchs and executives to prepare for sanctions and to ensure their loyalty. Abramovich was there along with Friedman and Russia's richest man, that's Vladimir Potanin. And then last night, the British Parliament announced a new bill that would require anonymous foreign buyers of property to disclose the true owner. And that's, guys, because the oligarchs have bought billions of dollars worth of property in London through shell companies, LLCs, and trustees. Now they're going to try to get at who the actual owners are.
I think we all know who the real richest man in Russia probably is, Robert. But, you know, it's
he owns the country. He owns the country. Yeah.
But he's got like $1 trillion supposedly socked away. I don't know. I don't want to, you know what? I don't want to umbrella stuck up my tuchus talking about him. But I mean, it's a little strange. You play in the capitalist world and you become an oligarch and you get rich and you start enjoying the benefits of it. It's hard to go back to being a commie. Is it not? I mean, these guys are going to learn that if you're going to play in this world and have all the benefits of a Lake Como estate, you can't pretend to be a Marxist anymore, can you?
Well, what's interesting and what's going to change here, look, no one is under the illusion that these sanctions against the oligarchs are going to prevent Putin from doing what he's going to do. But what's interesting is how these guys have bought influence in the West over the past 10 years, whether it's through property, whether it's through football clubs, whether it's through their contributions to museums and think tanks. And now it's just going to be more difficult for them to do that going forward.